Hey, let's build this whole thing with AI tools. Let's start by letting AI write a creative brief for us. Let's generate a bunch of images with an AI image generator. Let's build it in Figma and let's convert it into code with Figma Make. Let's jump right into it. Sustainable flowers, step one. I'm in my creative brief generator, which is a tool that I vibe coded in Gemini. I'll put the link down below in the description and you can use it too. I'd love your feedback if this brief generator is getting the job done. So I won't read the whole thing here. The key to the brief generator is you have to put in a ton of information. The more you put in, the better. So I've written a lot of stuff about the brand and what I'm looking for. Target audience, unique selling proposition, competitors, brand personality and desired perception, project goals and success metrics, scope and deliverables, very specific here. And then I hit generate creative brief. And this is what it gave me. It gave me a really lengthy and thoughtful creative brief because I told Gemini to think like an expert creative director as if it was preparing content for junior designers. I won't read the whole thing here, but this is going to be the guidance and the focus of the project: statement of values, mindful moments, elevated naturalism, curated chaos. And then so that's the background. Actionable creative brief for junior designers, logo and tagline, color palette, typography guidelines, imagery and photography style, some content strategy, and now I can take all of this. I can download it as an HTML document, or I can copy to the clipboard. I'm going to do that, and I'm going to paste all of this. Clean up the formatting just a bit to make it a little bit more readable, but here's my foundation for the project that we're going to get into. Let's jump right into it. So step two, in using AI tools to build this brand, I went into Weavy, and Weavy is a node-based editor. And you can see that here I make a prompt box. Very few of these got it right. Most of them had gigantic failures. They had typos, they had spelling errors. They just look clunky. So one of these looks a little good. This one from ChatGPT, 58th Street Farms, flowers simplified. That has some good qualities to it. This is a mess. So not that great. I didn't get anything good out of Weavy, but Weavy is a great tool because it lets me see a bunch of different models all at the same time. I had a ton of great success with Ideogram. And there's a lot of variety here, but it's still, none of them are really good enough. These are good starts. Do not use an AI image generator to build your logo and expect it to work. Now, this is a really good one, actually. I thought this was really nicely done, but if we zoom in on this, but this is a suggestion. This is an idea that you would have to then go and rebuild, because if we zoom in on this, you can see that this is all pixelated. I would have to draw this from scratch and make it all over, but it is a good idea. I like where they're going with that. None of them were great. Many of them were good. And this is what AI does right now, is it shows you things that are squarely in the middle. And this is what I narrowed it down to. These were the best of the lot. They all seem to have a similar format. They were stacked. They emphasized the 58. They had a small organic element, but what I ended up going with, this was the one that I liked the best, but it's still just a PNG. It needed to be converted into a vector. So I took it into Illustrator and I turned it into, I said, create outlines, and then I redid all the type and I modified all the points and I polished it up and I cleaned it up and I made a vertical and a horizontal lockup. So there it is. As we zoom out here, this is the final logo for 58th Street Farms, flowers simplified. Next step, I'll go into image generation. So for this mood board, to refresh, we're working for 58th Street Farms. This was the final logo. This is the two different lockups. This is the color palette. This is how we got here. And this is where we're at right now. So what I'm looking for here is slightly irregular, imperfect blooms, the Japanese concept of wabi-sabi. I don't want it to look synthetic and perfect. I want it to look like it's rough around the edges. I want to understand how we got there. I want these flowers to look haphazard and strewn on a rough wooden table. I want morning light, and I want an origin story about the owner of our farm, who is named Helen, and her dog, who is named, I don't remember what his name is, but I'm turning him into a character, a mascot. I even turned him into a little sticker. I envision this as part of the brand. Here's more flowers and golden hour sunlight. Here's the origin story. Here's where they come from. Here's the truck that they get delivered in. And here's the tulip fields in the Skagit Valley that they come from. So these are the pieces that are going to form the brand. These aren't necessarily the images that are going to go in the website, but this is sort of the state of the art of what we can do with AI image generators right now while building a larger brand. So here we are in my mood board. This is in Figma. All of these images are AI generated. I used a lot of different generators. Some are Flux, some are Krea, some are Runway. I discarded most of them. I curated the best of them. And we're back. So after that mood board where everything was AI generated, I went into Figma and I actually made a website from scratch. I have to admit, I was a little rusty. I've been doing so much vibe coding all summer that I almost forgot how to move things around in Figma, and it was more difficult than I'd like to admit. So those of you who are following my advice and are diving deep into vibe coding, remember that you're also getting rusty if you're not actually designing things. So this is not a masterpiece. I spent about an hour. It gets the basics, and I did not write the copy myself. I went into Gemini and I said, write me some web copy that will support my point of view. And I got things directly from my mood board. It was really easy to jump over here and copy and paste and get the images that I need and go back to this other page called website. And I tried to follow best practices. I used variables for my spacing and used auto layout for everything. And I dropped in this generic footer because I was too lazy to finish it. And notice this here because it talks about UI design and UX design. And I thought, I just want to move ahead. I just want to get on to the next thing. So I grabbed the whole frame and I went over to Figma Make, and you find that by going here and you search for Make. I tried Sites. I don't really understand the difference between Make and Sites because Sites won't generate a website, which is what I'm going to do with Make. But Sites you have to upgrade. You have to pay extra. You have to upgrade to a pro plan to use Sites. But Make you don't. You can just go straight to Make. And it opened up in a new tab. And I guess the surprise is taken here because I simply pasted the Figma file. I said, make a responsive website for a flower delivery service called 58th Street Farms. This took about 5 minutes and I had one edit, and then I published. And you can see here, up live on the web. My Figma site is live. You can see that this is interactive. I think these images are background images and maybe they're tiling and repeating. A little awkward there, but I can live with that. The typography is correct. The layout's correct. Beauty in every petal. It's got this superimposition, which is looking really nice on the truck. The woman and her dog. Everything looks really close, but check this out. It took my footer, which said UX UI design, and it rewrote it to accurately reflect the flower delivery site. Pretty good for responsive layout. Hamburger menu works. Phone number and order now. Oh, it added that order now button. I didn't notice that. Look at that. Order now. I didn't build that. But hey, thanks, Figma Make. So a little janky on the responsive, but this is 1 hour time spent in Figma, and I could continue to remix with Figma Make. I could continue to make edits and changes, but so far I am impressed. I'll put the link down below in the description and you can check it out. And thank you so much for watching until the end of the video. You know the drill. If you like this sort of content, like, comment, subscribe, tell your friends. It really helps the channel out, and I'll see you in the next one.